Hello guys, this is Raju Villa 7 guys. Guys, this is Raju Villa 7. Today Manchester United versus Newcastle. Who will win? At minute gone.
You see that? Wilson wants a penalty, then bounces to his feet.
I think he's got every right to ask the question of the referee. And Callum Wilson just dropped his shoulder, knocked it past Varane, who certainly stuck a leg out. Maybe the other defender, I think it was Martinez that was on hand as well, may have just done enough in the referee's mind, but certainly expect VAR to check that one.
Yeah, Jared Gillett is checking.
Newcastle is white green.
The check is complete. No case to answer for Manchester United.
I think he can consider himself pretty lucky there. Varane.
क्या बोलती तू ए क्या मैं बोलूं सुना आदि का खंडाला घूमेंगे नाचेंगे करेंगे और क्या बोलती तू क्या मैं बोलूं सुना आदि का खंडाला घूमेंगे नाचेंगे यश करेंगे और क्या बोलती तू.
Wilson on the move again here. And carries through to David De Gea.
And Callum Wilson wanted the ball into feet. You can see him complaining. So Jacob Murphy felt he was in a good position on the edge of that penalty area to take the ball at his feet, turn and get shot away.
Sancho driving at Newcastle again. There's Fred. Now Anthony.
Yo, go. Anthony. Sheriff ना ऐसा है ना तो ऐसे करना पड़ेगा.
Ball and playing it safe so far. Everybody trying to help create something, to create opportunities for the team.
Yeah, now the team prepared to take a step back here. Both are going at it. Almiron. There he is again, and that deflects behind for a Newcastle corner.
An important block from Dalot. Newcastle starting to win those second balls on the edge of the penalty area, able to sustain attacks, keep the game in the Manchester United half. Callum Wilson nearly getting on the end of that cross. Felt he would have had one 2 or 3 moments ago.
क्या मैं बोलूं सुना आदि का खंडाला घूमेंगे रहेंगे ऐश करेंगे और क्या बोलती तू.
Corner up for Newcastle. Rolls it to Murphy. Now Longstaff.
Powering over some of those defenders, just as we see that coming together from Callum Wilson. I think he drops the shoulder. Varane sticks out a leg. There is contact, there's no doubt about that. Maybe, as I mentioned earlier, that recovering defender Martinez's position does enough to put doubt in the referee and the VAR's minds. Varane's a lucky man.
Fernandez driving at Newcastle. Sancho will pick up the baton here. Sancho!
It was unfortunate, really. Jadon Sancho again. Real pace to the attacks. Manchester United breaking forwards. Look at the numbers. They get into good positions. Sancho one touch and just that pressure from Longstaff breaking his neck to get back into that position, just to put off the Manchester United winger.
Well, Manchester United were just standing on Newcastle toes there, so Pope decided to go long, looking for Trippier. The header won by Shaw. Gimenez. There's Longstaff. Wilson. Now Sancho. Fernandez. Fred giving chase.
Nice try by Fred.
I mentioned Fred being in the team, Manchester United team today, maybe sitting alongside Casemiro and protecting that Manchester United defence, but that's not been the case so far. He's been trying to break forward, get into the penalty area.
Larry Ten Hag feels he's one of the best at the counter press. He's been hitting the spot in training, has Fred. A reminder, Christian Eriksen is missing out today because he's ill. Murphy is giving chase to this. Well, the last corner worked well by Newcastle and caused a bit of a problem for David De Gea.
It certainly did. As I mentioned, the height advantage I feel Newcastle have. Mahrez scored from a corner last week as well, and they were clever in their invention, in their deliveries, and continue that so far. And sometimes you just want to put it right onto the keeper's toes, right on top of him.
Wilson is standing right on top of De Gea. Gimenez there as well. Looks like it is going to be swung in this time by Kieran Trippier. And it was Cher arriving. David De Gea looking to retreat. Stood his ground and got to it.
Well, it's a real avenue, I feel, today for Newcastle. That 2 deliveries in, 2 clean headers, won by Newcastle players inside that Manchester United penalty area. Just the ball didn't seem to fall kindly for one of them to be able to get a real significant effort on target.
Eddie Howe will be encouraged by the start his Newcastle team have made here.
They'd be really pleased. You know, they came out the blocks quickly. They pressed Manchester United in their own half, tried to keep the game in that half of the field, and now they're taking possession of the ball, moving it quickly, utilising the spaces.
Joe Linton. Gimenez, who wants to take the ball in every part of the pitch. Murphy, it's away from Fernandez, and just a jab in the end, which was no problem at all for David De Gea.
Yeah, comfortable save from David De Gea, but Murphy does really well. You know, Fernandez is all over him, trying to thwart his attack. They're coming together, maybe. An arm catches Fernandez in the head, but no intention from Murphy, just trying to protect the ball and get a shot away.
Yeah, he's played himself back into contention, Jacob Murphy. It did look at one stage like he was in the departure lounge at St James's Park.
Yeah, he seems to be the type of player that plays with confidence. He needs confidence. He needs to believe in the manager, needs the manager to trust him. And once he does that, he can go out and show what he's capable of, and seems to have developed a real relationship with Eddie Howe.
Caught a quick glimpse there of Erik Ten Hag, who is here to rebuild the crumbling empire. Wants his team to play quick football, aggressive football. He has ditched the continuous playing out from the keeper after the first couple of games. Does have his principles, but he's also prepared to compromise.
From the press, you can't continue to give teams an opportunity.
Fred again taking the fight to Newcastle. Anthony, this is where he's dangerous, however, not that particular time, but that's his favourite place to be on the pitch.
Yeah, for the standards that he's set so far in his Manchester United career, that's a pretty poor effort. Comfortably sailing across over the top of the crossbar.
Harry Maguire is watching on.
Harry Maguire.
A little look at his phone there. The ball's out of play. But Anthony scored 36 senior goals, 34 have been with his left foot. So that tells you exactly what he wants to do when he comes inside.
You'd think fullbacks in particular would be able to stop that when you know what he's going to do, what he likes to do when he's stepping in onto that left foot, but still easier said than done. You have his quality.
Erik ten Hag does want him to run in behind a bit more, which is exactly what he did to get his goal against Everton. Trippier. Shaw wins the duel again. Fernandez to Casemiro. Anthony, and Burn steps in. Nice touch from Darlow. Anthony with a chance to run here. Sven Botman sliding in. Had to get to it. He did get to it, but he's injured himself in the process.
I think it's a head injury. That's why the referee's quick to stop the game. As he slid through that challenge, he just made contact with the elbow maybe of Anthony. There you see quite clearly. No intent on the Manchester United winger, but a clear bit of contact with the head. Really good tackle actually. I'm sure stepping in there as Dan Burn was slightly out of position. He's feeling the effects of it.
Newcastle's hierarchy in attendance here. We mentioned before that they are playing against the weight of history. Just the one win here in 50 years. That came in 2013, Johan Gabai's winner. The previous win was 1972, and that was Newcastle's next game after that Hereford humbling, the infamous Hereford humbling in the FA Cup.
Take it you remember that?
Thank you very much.
Before my time.
I marked out the pitch that particular day, Leo.
I think he'll be concerned, Eddie Howe. Sven Botman, who's on the ground, Scher's already felt the effects of falling off the pitch earlier in the game. That'll be both of his centre-halves that will be at least carrying knocks. You have to be careful with head injuries these days. You have to go through all of the tests to make sure you're okay to continue. It's no longer a manager's decision. It's down to doctors and the medical department. You see, he steps across really well, but doing so clearly gets a knock on the head. Had to see he's up on his feet.
Target warming up for Newcastle. And Botman looks like he's been given the go-ahead to continue. And he is back with us. The door slammed shut by Longstaff. Tries to pick out Joe Linton. Follow his way through, and he's won the free kick, and this is Trippier territory.
Fred's not happy. Feels Joe Linton's gone to ground too early, but it was positive from the Newcastle midfielder, picking the ball up, driving into the space, getting forward. Whether there's contact or not, if you go to ground there like Fred does, you're always giving opposition players an opportunity to go to ground, and the referee has to make a decision. I'm saying positive. They've been positive so far, Newcastle. 22 minutes nearly into the game. Everything they've done has been positive.
Well, Kieran Trippier has just been standing away from the position where the free kick will be taken, holding the ball. Now he marches towards where he's hoping he could potentially strike a famous goal for himself here.
He certainly has the ability. I've seen him score free kicks already this season. Those he haven't scored hit the post and just about missed the target. Worrying time for David De Gea.
He did have Dan Burn in his eye line. Burn has now just moved away. Almiron is also there. A timeout for Sancho. And Schur can hit them as well. He is standing in and around the ball, or will the stage be left to Trippier? We're about to find out.
Roberto le para dejahalcha heri free kick हार्नेको हेर्नै नि दिएन काम छैन fun yet
brilliant area. Joe Linton directs the first one, goal bound. Sees it come back off the crossbar. He has to score the second one. He really does. He's all smiles on the outside. Not sure he will be on the inside.
Well, he takes his place on the edge of the Manchester United penalty area. Trippier standing over this set piece again.
Southampton goal.
Driven in towards that near post, and Gimenez was lurking with intent.
Nice.
Oh, again, a brilliant delivery. Kieran Trippier has so much quality in those positions, and it's a Newcastle head that gets on the first one. Callum Wilson, and just can't move his body quick enough to get something on the end of it. Newcastle very much on top at the moment. Eddie Howe be wondering what his team have to do to get the opening goal.
Manchester United's turn to attack, and their turn to win a corner kick.
A decent enough response. Manchester United taking the game right down to the other end of the field.
Pope hasn't had too much to do so far. I'll be hoping that remains the case. The corner is driven in, nudged away by Schur, picked up by Fred. Ronaldo waiting in the middle, and this time it was Botman in the way.
There's a brilliant ball in. Really asking for someone to get on the end of it. Newcastle defended it well.
The signal from Bruno Fernandes. Ronaldo battling for space in the middle, away by Joe Linton. Forward by Shaw, looking for Bruno Fernandes. Almiron was back on defensive duty. They say he's Eddie Howe's favourite out-of-possession player, Almiron. The amount of work he gets through.
I'm not saying something in this Newcastle team at the moment, because it seems like every one of them is prepared to put a real shift in and out of possession. Almiron just has a real bounce in his mannerisms and the way he goes about things. And when you play in a team alongside somebody like that, you can't help but get involved.
Ronaldo's after this, he knew where Pope was. Pope gets a touch on it, and he's helped out by Botman, and the flag goes up.
And the flag does go up, but Nick Pope wasn't to know that at the time. Made a decision really early to come out as close as he could to Cristiano Ronaldo. And you see there clearly that line across the field, showing a clear offside. Ronaldo just trying that clever finish, but Pope equal to it. That's a good response from Manchester United. Game now being played in the Newcastle half. They're trying to create chances themselves. It's been a really good and entertaining half an hour in this game.
Trippier's down here. Erik ten Hag looked like he was just trying to get some instructions across to Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes.
Just see that chance again. I mean, Joe Linton I don't think he can do much better with the first one. It's a reaction, but once that ball comes back to him off the post, he has to score. This one's instinctive towards goal. Once this comes back his way, eyes on the ball, time to pick his spot. Really big miss.
Luke Shaw gets the better of Almiron. Fernandez is making his move through the middle. Important intervention from Shaw. Shaw wins it back, but was too aggressive.
Well, he did the first part brilliantly. Luke Shaw winning the ball, driving into space, trying to thread it. Very cute pass through to Bruno Fernandes. Had options left and right. Luke Shaw there, Manchester United prepared to leave their wingers high and wide, trying to spread the pitch themselves. Just not getting them involved enough in this game.
How are you watching the Premier League?
There's a scrap going on in there in the middle. Byrne thought his shirt was being held. There's Anthony. Faced by Murphy. He's isolated on the far side of the pitch as Anthony and Murphy got back and took care of business for Newcastle. Varane being hunted down by Big Dan Byrne, to give him his full name.
No, it's good from Byrne. Pressurising that Manchester United defence really high up. It's that coming together moments before. There's certainly a tug at the shirt. Dan Byrne, it's Varane again. And far too close to the Newcastle defender. Very fortunate in the modern game with VAR that not penalised for that kind of coming together.
Manchester United get the free kick. I suppose Varane may argue that his shirt was being pulled too. It was a real tussle between the two.
It's quite feisty, this game. Those two just having a, shall we call it, a disagreement? Not too much in that.
Bet you had a few of them, didn't you?
Yeah, but only with people my size, I've got to be honest.
All is calm again. Casemiro trying to release Sancho.
It was unfortunate that Newcastle trying to play a high line. Sancho making the run, just made it a little bit too narrow too early.
Trippier. That's Fred. Jadon Sancho.
Sancho,
to torment Newcastle. Ronaldo shifts it, trying to pick out Bruno Fernandes, but Joe Linton was alive to it. Martinez does not survive the handball appeal.
Handball.
No, he's not pleased about that decision either.
Great to see Dennis Law here today. An absolute icon of this football club.
0-0.
And you see the attempts just to show that Newcastle have been the aggressor in this game with regards to trying to create chances and score chances, and it's David De Gea that's been called upon more than Nick Pope in this game.
Anthony gets the better of Joe Linton. Gimenez doing the defending for Newcastle. But when it comes to expected goals for this season for Newcastle and the quality of chances they are creating in the Premier League so far this season, they're in the top three.
Well, they're so entertaining to watch. They're prepared to break lines, they're prepared to be positive. Everything they've done so far today has been positive. They trust the defenders to defend. And those players ahead of them go and create something. Go and make something happen for us. Be confident on the ball, be comfortable, get turned, create chances. I've done that again today.
And Eddie Howe wants to embrace the history of the club. He showed them footage of the 90s entertainers. He's asked Kevin Keegan to come in and talk to the players, and Alan Shearer too, just so they know exactly who they are playing for. Casemiro digs his heels in. That squirms away from Anthony, but the situation was rescued. Anthony again. Burn steps in. Newcastle with a man down. It's Joe Linton, I think, on the far side of the pitch. Meanwhile, here's Guimaraes. Back to David De Gea. Now the referee brings play to a halt. No goals, but plenty happening here at Old Trafford.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining game. We've had chances, we've had tackles, we've had disagreements, shall we say. We've had good quality play. Again, I think that's just an arm across the face of Joe Linton. Certainly not deliberate by Anthony.
In terms of what we were saying about Eddie Howe and embracing the history of Newcastle United and showing them footage of the entertainers of the 90s and asking Kevin Keegan to come in, there are many managers who would turn away from that and find it maybe a bit of a burden, but he's prepared to embrace what's happened at the club in the past.
Well, I think if you're going to manage a club, I think you have to understand the club. I think you have to know what makes it tick, what the fans want to see, the style of football that they're accustomed to, and what they'll get excited about. And as you said, he's embraced that so far, but he's also brought a defensive solidity to Newcastle that they haven't always had in the past. So, yes, they're certainly not the finished article, Newcastle, and I don't think anyone would say they're going to challenge for the title or anything this year, but they're a team going in the right direction. They're competitive, they're improving right across the pitch, and as we've mentioned, with the financial backing that the club have at the moment, potentially will be challenging for titles before too long.
Newcastle or Arsenal
Joe Linton still receiving treatment here.
Well, that's interesting. Manchester United still expected to win this game, and win probability much judged by the fact that they're the home team, the history of the fixture, more than what we've seen in the opening half an hour of the game.
Joe Linton back on his feet and ready to be called back into action here for Newcastle. Dalot. Martinez. There's Varane. Joe Linton is back on the pitch. And almost immediately back.
यस्तो नि खेल्छ यार पासै छैन युनाइटेडको गेमको पास चाहिँ छैन युनाइटेडको पास त झिक्न राम्रो हुनुपर्छ
Martinez winning that duel above Callum Wilson.
अनि कहाँबाट गोल हुन्छ त्यो पासै नै
Forward by Trippier. Almiron brought the ball under his spell beautifully.
Attacking mode.
Callum Wilson, Almiron trying to get to it. Luke Shaw had stepped in field to make sure that didn't progress any further, but Newcastle win it back again. We saw them do that time after time against Brentford last week.
They're just always on the move at the moment, these Newcastle players. And 2 or 3 bodies around the ball each time that they're giving away. You see 2 Newcastle players in the picture, and then it's just quality. Almiron just skipping through the 2 of them. Brush of the knee. There from Casemiro, goes to ground a little too easily, but certainly contact. But it's the desire they're showing to win the ball back as soon as they lose it. It's been impressive from Newcastle.
And they've looked threatening from these kind of positions.
They have, and they've been inventive as well. You can't guarantee this will be delivered. They might actually try and create something, but if they do deliver it, Kieran Trippier has real quality.
He's strong.
Burn is being watched by Luke Shaw on the far side of the box.
There he scored.
Trippier goes in low. Joe Linton had a swing.
Oh, block.
Again, Manchester United have stood their ground. Forward by Murphy. There's Fernandes. Coolly done by Bruno Fernandes. Likewise by Sancho.
Bruno Fernandes. Oh, no.
Sancho is looking to move up the gears
Sancho.
here.
Sancho right there,
Got two for company. One of those being Trippier. Jadon Sancho. It's Anthony. The save made by Pope.
Anthony. Nice. Keeper. Nice one.
Big save.
Keeper.
Pope. First time he's been called into action so far in this half, and he makes a crucial save. Really good play from Manchester United, from back to front. Bruno Fernandes confidently playing the ball through midfield. Him and Sancho linking up well. Or Anthony has that shot.
Well, they're looking at a potential handball here, but the check is complete.
I'd be very surprised. It all happened so quickly, the ricochet, but this is brilliant from Jadon Sancho. Anthony coming across to the near side, getting in behind that Newcastle defence. It was a lovely pass. A decent finish, but Pope equal to it.
Manchester United's best moment yet.
2 days here.
Almiron looking to leave his calling card again. Just runs out of pitch that time. Good battle for the left-back spot at Manchester United between Luke Shaw and Tyrell Malacia. At the moment, Luke Shaw looks to be edging it.
Yeah, they both had a go at it so far this season, I think.
There's Ronaldo. Now Shaw. Varane.
Manchester United just guilty of trying to force it. They're trying to squeeze the pass through a very tight avenue.
This is Fred. We don't have the creativity of Christian Eriksen today at the heart of their midfield. Manchester United, he's ill. Sancho, Anthony, Fred, Guimaraes in the way.
Bruno Fernandes.
Now Sancho, Fred again. Bruno Fernandes lining this one up. Away by Botman, Casemiro. There's Cristiano Ronaldo. Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes is in there, and Pope with eyes and hands on it.
Yeah, it was just a touch delayed, that cross as it came in. Maybe just a little bit of a floaty delivery, just allowed Trippier to get back in and defend that against Bruno Fernandes.
Foul by Byrne on Anthony.
There's just an arm of Dan Byrne. Quite clever from Anthony, just laying it round the corner, trying to spin in behind the Newcastle fullback. Once he has, there was a moment of panic for Byrne, just sticks his arm out, tries to stop him. With the height difference, just catches him in the face. Nothing malicious about it.
Well, he was signed to replace Ziyech at Ajax, Anthony, when he moved there. Well, he himself has moved to English football and has been making an impact. All over the top from Martinez. Byrne in the way. Almiron, he's got Trippier on the outside here. Just couldn't pick out Kieran Trippier. Sancho was back doing the defending.
And the space was there. Sancho saw the danger early and did really well to get back in. Trippier never really able to match the Manchester United winger's pace to get
lines. Oh, guys,
being taken out with injuries to the likes of Alexander-Arnold and James, and Kieran Trippier, of course, looking to remain fit and get his place in the World Cup squad.
He's the only one fit at the moment. And we were talking how blessed we were in the right back area. 4 top quality fullbacks, right backs. Kyle Walker's recovering from surgery. Mentioned Reece James and Trent Alexander-Arnold. So A real panic every time Kieran Trippier goes to ground at the moment for Gareth Southgate.
Yellow card this time showing the way of Dan Burn. That time for a foul on Ronaldo.
Well, certainly a foul by Dan Burn. Wasn't sure it was a foul worthy of a yellow card, just flicking the back of his heels. Maybe it's for persistent fouls more than anything else. Has to be careful now, though.
Every game means more to Dan Burn with that Newcastle badge on his chest, former season ticket holder at the club. Joelinton getting the better of Casemiro. That's Martinez. Luke Shaw. This is Fred. Well, he couldn't do that if he tried again.
Oh, but he continues to make runs from deep today, Fred. As I said, not playing alongside Casemiro. Making driving runs, trying to get in advanced positions on this left-hand side. And to support Jadon Sancho, who's a decent first half. Looked lively, looked bright. One of the brighter players for Manchester United. They've not found a way through this Newcastle defence as yet. Eddie Howe will be pretty pleased, I feel, the way this first half's gone. I even feel his team deserve to be ahead.
Erik ten Hag does like his two central midfielders to be staggered. That's the most advanced at the moment for Manchester United. This is Anthony. Ronaldo. We know he can leap, but he couldn't get that one.
You can see what he's trying to do. Cutting inside and picking out Cristiano Ronaldo in the middle. He's got so much space ahead of him, but he's always going to cut back onto this left foot. And from that angle, it's quite a difficult delivery to pick out Cristiano Ronaldo. He hasn't had enough service today. I'm sure he's had a chance yet.
We will have 3 additional minutes at the end of the first 45. Martinez looking to keep Almiron at arm's length.
Just never gives up on anything, though. Almiron does it up to all the world that would be going out to play quite comfortably, but makes Martinez defend it, keeps him honest.
Here's a bundle of energy. Spins off the back of Botman's head. It's been Botman who chose Newcastle over Milan to be part of this new era at St James's Park. Trippier. What will he be thinking, Leo? What will he try and change at half-time?
Well, he'll be pleased his team haven't conceded a goal yet, that's for sure. Be wanting to step the pace of the game up, maybe get Sancho and Anthony involved a little bit more, get deliveries from wide areas towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Just take possession of the ball more, I think.
That's ideally what he wants from his teams, to dominate possession. And Anthony is in possession here. Plenty happening to his left. Anthony with the outside of his left boot tried to pick out Ronaldo, sharing away.
It's been a good battle between those two, Anthony and Burn.
Bruno Fernandes.
You see Manchester United again, much more of a threat when they're trying to get overloads in the wide area, deliver into the penalty area. So simple. Throw in, control, lay it back, get a delivery in. Fernandes and Cristiano Ronaldo will fancy themselves. Put one of these away of quality deliveries, keep coming inside that penalty area.
So Linton stepping in front of Anthony.
So no goals as yet at Old Trafford, but we've had goals elsewhere. Plus the Arsenal game is still going on at Elland Road because of a power cut. That one's still happening. We'll bring you all the highlights next from right here on day 2 of our Philadelphia
Let's Arsenal game is still in the stream. Okay guys, I'm in the stream, but I can't do it. Premier League, Daily Pro, this game. In the Daily Pro sure win, okay? साँच्चै थाहा मलाई Daily Pro sure win. I think Daily Pro sure win. Daily Pro sure win. What is this? Khana pae palkintis? Daily Pro versus who भने हैन रहेछ. Two. See, I will always love the rest of us. We are the team, nobody I can touch. United, I love them. Restart. Let's United versus Arsenal game, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I will be back. I will be back, guys. I will be back. I have little bit headache, so Spezia win चाहिए हो, Lazio win चाहिए हो, इसको गेम 2.5 चाहिए हो. Lazio 0-0 छ. 1-1 भयो. 2-1 भयो. अर्को गेम छ यहाँ. यहाँ एक गोल हान्न पर्यो, Lazio win हुनै पर्यो. यहाँ Spezia जित्नै पर्यो. नानी त्यसको गेम त भइसक्यो त. Guys, I'm back. Okay, just to little bit. ESPN was football live free. Guys, what do you think? ESPNSD.com. Hello. What are you seeing? Was football live free? It's live stream, guys. Watch football live free. ESPN 3D. It's copyright free or not? Oh no. Game is not free. Oh guys, I can't do it. Okay, please. I will be back. Okay, guys. I will be back just a minute. Just 2 minutes, guys. I'm back. I have, I have, oh, okay. I have little bit work today. So I'm going to my work. नचला त्यो अहिले गाइस अहिले केही पनि नगर है त्यहाँ बर भात खाएर आइज यति बेरसम्म भ्याउँछु म यो अन्त भ्याइन्छ त म त हेलो गाइज मैं आएको यो म आयो गाइज फेरि टाइम नै गइसकेछ थक्यो यार थक्यो भाँच्यो यार लाइसेन्स बनाउनुसँग भाँच्यो Here we go. Hello guys, hello, I'm Mike. Hello QU.
The level of what they deem a penalty kick today is pretty high. There was a challenge in the first half on Callum Wilson. Could have been a penalty kick. That one could have been a penalty kick. But the officials have been consistent.
There's that Newcastle change. Ryan Fraser is on and Jacob Murphy leaves the scene. Forward by Trippier. Dan Burn with eyes on it. It's dropped to Longstaff. There's Almiron. Trippier has tempted Ronaldo in. Almiron giving chase to that. But seen off by Fred. Sancho. Now Luke Shaw. Sancho. Ronaldo. There's Fred. Casemiro. Darlow. Fred. Newcastle are back in their shape. This is Anthony trying to open up the visitors. Darlow. Shaw, again the two fullbacks stepping into central areas. Shaw to Fernandez. Lifted in by Jadon Sancho. Casemiro goes down this time. It's Anthony, no real power to trouble Nick Pope.
Another potential penalty kick. I'd be very surprised if anything was given for that one, though. Just see it again. Maybe he's got a hand of his shirt, but certainly not enough by the standards the officials have for a penalty kick today. Again, it's good play by Manchester United, keeping the ball, working the pitch, keeping Newcastle pinned back in, but just haven't quite got in behind that Newcastle defence enough today to really threaten them on the back foot.
There's room here for Trippier as he strides forward. Almiron. Red sliding in not once but twice. Guimaraes beaten to it by Casemiro. There's Darlow. Now Martinez. He took his sleeve here. He was hunted down by Callum Wilson, so he couldn't get the pass away. Almiron. Wilson wins the free kick.
There's a scrappy bit of play by both teams there. Both teams guilty of just giving the ball away, being caught in possession. And then Martinez fouling Callum Wilson. This is in a decent position for somebody with the ability that Kieran Trippier has. And the height advantage, I've spoken about it earlier in the game.
Vinicius and Valverde on the flanks.
And then Martinez fouling Callum Wilson. This is in a decent position for somebody with the ability that Kieran Trippier has. And the height advantage, I've spoken about it earlier in the game.
Byrne waiting on this side of the box. Botman is in the D. There's Cher waiting to pounce as well amongst those gathered for Newcastle. In by Kieran Trippier, away by Darlow. Now Byrne. Byrne surrounded, manages to force the throw. Joe Linton. His first training session, he watched Joe Linton and thought, we have a very special player here. He's become a key component in that Newcastle midfield. Guimaraes caught by Bruno Fernandes, and the hand of apology.
With the ankle, Guimaraes, but there'll be a sore on that. You hope, well, Newcastle will hope they'll be able to run that one off.
It gives Kieran Trippier another chance to try and deliver here. Van Burn's just had a change of boots, which is why this has been delayed at the moment, as he ties the new boots. Referee is telling Trippier to get on with it. In by Trippier, away by Varane. This now is Fraser. Has stayed in play. And Manchester United do get the free kick. A clash of heads there. I think it's Cher who's down with Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, big clash of heads. I hope that both players are able to get back to their feet and are okay. It's a brave header from Fernandes. The fact it came down from such a height, you just felt that Cher was going to be favourite. Centre-half stepping into it, had that back across the penalty area, but Bruno Fernandes is very brave, and he's feeling the effects of it.
And once again, both players being checked thoroughly. You mentioned the cleverness of Bruno Fernandes. He's spoken about, hasn't he, how he follows a referee in games, not to have a conversation with them, but because not many opposition players pick up where the referee is. That's how he likes to ghost around the pitch when he can.
Yeah, it is amazing how the referees tend to find space. You know, I did something similar in my career. You try and find a bit of space on the field and you look around and the referee quite often is stood in there. What you have to be careful of is that your teammates don't feel like you're being marked by the referee and don't filter the ball in. He's a very clever player, Bruno Fernandes. So they'll try and get him on the ball as much as possible in the last 20 minutes or so of this game.
Well, both he and Fabian Schär are back on their feet, but both been told to leave the pitch because they have received treatment, so they will come back on shortly. Callum Wilson being told to move away from David De Gea.
I want United goal.
Both players are back on the pitch now.
Please.
Here is Wilson, seen off by Varane. Luke Shaw. There's Fred. Shaw again, runs into trouble. Erik ten Hag has yet to draw a game as manager of Manchester United. No middle ground, either it's a win or a loss. More wins than losses so far. Casemiro putting himself around, and the referee not happy with that challenge.
Yeah, it was a silly one, really. Casemiro. It was a brilliant first tackle. Full stretch, stretching across, winning the ball from Joe Linton. This part is brilliant. When he gets back to his feet, he's just so keen to win that second one. Clearly making contact with Ryan Fraser. The ball goes through the legs of Casemiro. He's a competitive player with a lot of quality on the ball, but he's brought in for his presence in the middle of that Manchester United midfield.
He always wants his stats to be on show immediately after the game. See how much ground he's covered, his passing accuracy, how many times he's regained the ball for his team. Trippier's ball in over the head of Dan Burnett, almost dropped to Longstaff, and De Gea will get to it. United fans were urging the quick release to try and set Jadon Sancho away.
Yeah, David De Gea would have looked to his left, he would have seen that Jadon Sancho had gotten away from any Newcastle defender. Acres of space to run into. He could have found the ball come his way.
Anthony being pursued by Byrne. And Joe Linton. Nicely done away from Joe Linton. Casemiro. Jadon Sancho. There's Casemiro again. Now Darlow. The ball in by Anthony. Sent away by Schär.
That's been the thing for Manchester United. They've looked a threat at times, but most of the deliveries from wide areas have come from quite narrow positions. They need to get it wide here, get behind.
Cristiano Ronaldo trying to bulldoze his way through. Cool head in the chaos of Almiron, and then Trippier is taken out.
You experienced that from Kieran Trippier, knowing the tackle was going to come in from Fernandes and just allowing himself to feel it. Go to ground, win his team a free kick. That's what I'm saying about Manchester United. Most of the deliveries have come from narrow. They need to keep trying to get in behind that Newcastle defence.
Well, his number is up and he doesn't look too happy about it, Cristiano Ronaldo, as he is withdrawn. And how different a contrast to the emotion in this stadium a year ago when he returned against Newcastle. And the carnival atmosphere here that day. A shake of the head from Manchester United's number 7 as he leaves the scene, and Marcus Rashford comes on to replace him.
He's certainly making his feelings known. Cristiano Ronaldo does not feel that's the right substitution from his manager. When you're in tight games like this, you probably tend to leave your striker on who scores goals. A striker that makes the difference. Something can happen. He's a player that always seems to make something happen in the latter stages of games, so he's very frustrated. He won't be on the field for it.
I mean, I'm sure as a manager, the last thing you want is a player smiling when he's coming off.
Yeah, I suppose you want your players being frustrated, but that's the manager's decision to make changes, to win the game how he sees fit. Introduction of Marcus Rashford brings something else.
He did shake the hand of Erik ten Hag as the two cross paths at the side of the pitch. So Rashford's on, Ronaldo's off, and this is Fraser for Newcastle.
It's not quite been as fluent for Newcastle in the second half as it was in the first. Those passing lanes that they found quite easily in the first half, the easy passes, the runs beyond, they're all easy to play. They're a bit more difficult in the second half.
One thing we know about Erik ten Hag, he doesn't take any messing about from his players.
Well, they know who the boss is. That's quite clear. And that's important at any club. You know where the buck stops. You know who has control of the club and the dressing room.
Dragged his players in the day after that Brentford defeat for a 13-kilometre run. Anthony's going on a run here. Again on his left foot, tried to, with the outside of that left foot, prise open Newcastle.
And this has become a real avenue of attack for Manchester United. Anthony up against it. Dan Burn, who's already on a yellow card. You see, getting in behind him. Burn can't touch him, and this is really good from Longstaff. Seeing his fullback was in trouble. Anthony was in behind him, getting across and making sure there's no delivery into his penalty area.
Bruno Fernandes with the corner. There's Longstaff. Callum Wilson trying to bring it under his spell. There's a needless push in the end there from Casemiro.
Yeah, exactly that, needless. Just allowing Schär to feel the presence of the Manchester United midfielder and go to ground, relieve the pressure. It's finally balanced. This game could still go either way from here. Both teams capable of creating an opportunity. Both teams having players with the ability to convert. Who's going to take that chance? Who's going to be brave?
Darlow. Anthony gets it back from Varane. Casemiro will have to stretch because Guimaraes was right on his toes.
Newcastle goal City-सँग 3-3.
Just going back to that run that United players had to do after the Brentford defeat, it was 13.8 kilometres because that's how much Brentford outran Manchester United the day before. And
a couple of wins against since in Europe as well.
Anthony, Darlow's on the outside. Darlow delivers the cross away by Schär. Fred setting his sights again. Schär again in the way. There's Luke Shaw. Fred again and Schär again. Bruno Fernandes. Guimaraes. Runs into Schär, who stayed down.
Well, he's been in the wars. Maybe in Schär today. Taking some contacts. Made some crucial blocks. Coming together with...
thwarted by
Clasico, guys. El Clasico.
Balde's clearance.
Live stream El Clasico. I'm watching El
And that's again
Clasico.
what we said about Barcelona. If Barcelona are able to connect with Robert Lewandowski, this kind of balls, and that's a bad pass. It's going to be a throw-in for Real Madrid. Barcelona will have the possibility to play in the last third of the pitch. If they can't connect with Lewandowski, that's going to be very, very, very complicated for Barcelona.
It has come off Rafinha. It is a Real Madrid ball.
I don't remember Barcelona having any chance at the moment, Tim. So a lot of possession in the middle of the park, but not really chances. And that's a good game. Of course, Lunin is a fantastic goalkeeper, but it's not Courtois. And Barcelona should taste Lunin. It's his first Clásico.
It's his first Clásico. It's only his 10th match for Real Madrid. Fifth consecutive start in the absence of Courtois, who has back problems.
It's a tackle of Valverde and Sergio Busquets. He went for the ball, didn't touch. Busquets anticipated. That's a clear foul. See Luka Modric. You see this run.
Mistimed. The connection between Pedri and Lewandowski not quite clicking there.
No, and what Real Madrid are doing, there's always a man on Sergio Busquets. Now it was Luka Modric taking care of Busquets. This is the goal. Vini Juniors 1v1. Fantastic save again from Ter Stegen. And that's a good finish from Karim Benzema. A lot of players of Barcelona on the way, but he was lucky to, I think it was Sergio Roberto who deflected it.
Here is Dembele taking on Carvajal and swinging in a very well-shaped cross. It is kept in by De Jong. Busquets wide for Sergio Roberto. Four in the centre. The cross is low and repelled by Alaba.
Well, Barcelona decided to go wide and put some crosses in. And this is something that Real Madrid are very comfortable of, isn't it? They're very good by defending these crosses, very good in the air. They put a lot of players in the box to defend it, so it's going to be difficult for Barcelona, unless that they put a great ball to Lewandowski and then he can finish it. But Real Madrid feeling comfortable with that also.
Pedri. Balde offering width. Xavi Hernandez overseeing his 50th match in charge of Football Club Barcelona. 28 wins from 49 so far. And a tough start to proceedings here. Pedri for Rafinha, who is up against Mendy, into the box, and Lewandowski has turned it over from just a yard or two away. What a chance there for 1-1.
That's a fantastic movement for Barcelona. We said that Sergio Busquets is marked by Luka Modric, but then it's up to Pedri to be the one who builds, who creates, and he found fantastically the winger on the right side, good cross, and that's strange to see Lewandowski missing these chances.
It is Barcelona's first opportunity of the match. Can they carve out another here? Sergi Roberto. Alaba's clearance. Carvajal didn't quite relieve the trouble, and in the end it bounces over from Rafinha.
This is Rafinha, is a good cross, possibly offside of Lewandowski. Let's see, but what a miss. Normally he doesn't miss this
these chances. Great cross. Frenkie de Jong don't get to the ball. Foul post. Lewandowski always looking at the foul post, get it into the foul post, which is, well, is not seen for the markers of the other teams, and that's, we can consider a big miss. I don't know what would have happened if he would have scored. Possibly the VAR would have participated there, would have been checked, but good movement of Barcelona.
Here is Rafinha for Lewandowski. First time into space. Sergi Roberto. Time to look up and deliver the cross in towards Dembélé. And it is off for a goal kick. But a well-constructed move there. The ball round the corner from Lewandowski. Sergi Roberto did find space.
It's a good moment of Barcelona. Of course, Dembélé getting into the finishing. Great Sergio Roberto going forward. I mean, Sergio Roberto is the type of player that, for me, if he will play in his position, which is an offensive or attacking midfielder, is possibly one of the best in Europe by doing that. But unfortunately, the last season he always played as a fullback, and he's not a real fullback. He can do well, but he's not a fullback. And but he's good by choosing the timings of the runs. And we had an example a couple of minutes ago.
Alaba very closely in there on his former Bayern teammate Robert Lewandowski. Two players that won 10 Bundesliga titles in total. Lewandowski has never won here at the Bernabeu. He has scored here from the penalty spot. He was the target there, and he is down. Real Madrid continue. But there is the whistle. Lewandowski hurt in the challenge.
That's a good clear. There's a contact there of Alaba on Lewandowski. I think he opened his arms to clear the ball. I don't think that he sees Lewandowski coming, but already he hits him on the face. The referee says nothing. And now is the moment where Real Madrid really struggling, isn't it? Real Madrid have decided to have someone on Sergi Busquets. That means that only two players in midfield. Barcelona have an extra man there, and that's why they are dominating the midfield and they are creating.
And pressure there on Lunin, who just about squeezed the pass through for Militao, who is under pressure and dispossessed by Dembélé before winning it straight back and also winning the throw-in.
And Carlo Ancelotti telling him, why you're driving with the ball, isn't it, Jamie?
Exactly, and I've seen Ancelotti too asking Modric to tell Vinicius Junior to help in defensive tasks, especially when Sergio Roberto moves forward.
Well, we know the strong point of Vinicius, which is going forward and attacking and also complaining to referee. But of course the weakest point is defending and chasing the fullback, and this is something that Barcelona have to test. Sergio Roberto going forward, Mini not following, and well, now is the game more in favor to Barcelona. Yellow card.
And the first yellow card of the game, Jamie.
For Vinicius Junior for protesting that foul from Toni Kroos on Ousmane Dembélé. This is one of the things precisely that Ancelotti wants Vinicius to correct.
Half an hour played in the Spanish capital. The 12th minute goal from Benzema separates these two great rivals. Barcelona just beginning to find their feet. A spell of possession, a couple of opportunities created.
See, the first time that Real Madrid decided to press, it was Modric and Eric Garcia. There was a miss ball from Eric. That's too easy. I mean, it's too easy for Real Madrid. Normally Barcelona don't lose those balls. Let's see Benzema.
Well, this is sharp thinking. Carvajal
is not offside in a throw-in, isn't it?
Benzema alert there to the space. And has it now once more from Dani Carvajal. And for the third time, here's the recipient. This time dispossessed, but Valverde makes the challenge.
There was an interesting chat right now between Sanchez Martinez and Modric a few seconds ago. He went to the Croatian player to tell him something. Immediately after, Luka turned around to Vinicius and asked him to calm down.
Well, it's been happening all season, isn't it? Vinicius getting into these troubles and protesting to referees all the time. So, well, that's not good for Real Madrid. And now is a good press of Dembélé.
Busquets won it back. He is, of course, though, Chappie, Vinicius Junior, a player who plays with personality, with courage. And that is an important part of his game.
Of course, yeah.
He has to defend now. This is Rafinha, square for Busquets. One more now for Pedri. Worked across to Balde. Madrid standing firm. Koundé back from injury and back into the starting lineup. Dembélé with the movement there. Possession equal so far, 50% for both teams. Here is Rafinha. And across came Toni Kroos to very good effect.
Well, it's been very good, the movements of Rafinha. Rafinha is a player that is, of course, left-footed, playing on the right, and you can decide to do a couple of things with him. This is the pass to the goal of Karim Benzema, Vinicius 1v1, and the rebound goes to Benzema. So with Rafinha, you can ask him to play wide and wait until the touchline to receive the ball and take players on from there, which he did in a couple of games, the previous games. And another one is to give him some freedom to move inside, because it's good also to play in between the lines and play a little bit more in field. And that creates an extra man, give an extra man to Barcelona in midfield. And that's why they are dominated. There it is again.
Real Madrid goal.
Very well won by Eder Militao, striding out from defence. And Modric caught.
I think the game is in a situation now where Barcelona feels comfortable. They have found at last what they were looking for, which is having this extra man. When Barcelona have the ball, it's always about having an extra man somewhere in the pitch, and now they are doing it. But for Real Madrid, of course, they don't want this kind of game, but they don't feel very comfortable. Let's see, Vini.
An error. The ball flicked on to Vinicius, who has options left, right and centre. Tchouaméni wide, Mendy cut back to Valverde. Fede Valverde! Magnificent! They've soaked up pressure and they have hit Barcelona hard! What a finish from the Uruguayan! The champions lead by 2!
And I think that Sergi Busquets was asking for an offside at the first ball that Vinicius received. I don't think there is offside. And then there is Sergio Busquets talking to the referee. Valverde, of course, very, very happy. And Real Madrid team, they just need a couple of spells of the ball, and that's it. There's going to see the passive position of Vinicius. Now I think that Koundé plays him on, and then Vinicius decides to go 1v1. There's too many players in there, and then he decides to go the easy way, which is pass to Tchouaméni, open wide. And of course, Benzema was alone into the foul post, decided to go for Valverde. And what a strike.
What a strike.
Valverde.
So this is more or less the script I expected. So Barcelona playing their way, which is dominating, trying to find spaces, playing wide, putting some balls into the box. Not really struggling during these 35 minutes. But the truth is that he suffered a couple of times in the counter-attack, and that was 2 goals. It's as simple as that against Real Madrid.
And an absolutely crucial touch there from Eric. It came off his head perfectly for Vinicius. So Fede Valverde has his 5th goal for Real Madrid this season in all competitions. And Barcelona have a mountain to climb. This is Frenkie de Jong, who has tested Andre Lunin. He was allowed to run and run there.
Well, I think that Tchouaméni decided not to go to Frenkie de Jong to cover to try to block the pass. There's 2 versus 2 situation, and Frenkie decided to have a shot on goal. Of course, he was completely alone. Decent save from Lunin.
Barcelona's first corner of the contest. Swung in by Rafinha, under hit and cleared by Dani Carvajal.
So now I'm thinking of the half-time team. Of course, Carlo Ancelotti been pretty happy. But for Xavi, if you think of what's happening in these 37 minutes, Barcelona are doing what they want, which is having the ball, creating a couple of chances, dominating the midfield. But you go to the dressing room, you see 2-0 down, you see, well, it's the same old story, isn't it? You give a couple of minutes of unbalance in defense to Real Madrid, and that's it. So it's difficult to solve, you know.
Well, can they pull one back before half-time? That would give them something to cling to. What a ferocious challenge there from Valverde. That is what he's all about. Such a competitor, such a complete midfielder. And now Real Madrid asking questions again of Barcelona. Koundé back to the goalkeeper.
Well, there was another bad ball from Ter Stegen. Rafinha had to go there. Problems for Barcelona to build. And now it's well done finding Busquets.
Busquets to Lewandowski, who's under pressure from Valverde. The Uruguayan wins it. Here is Militao returning it to Real Madrid's imperious number 15.
Does he get 3 lungs?
It looks like he does. And the Madrid press talk about him as a player that plays 3 positions all at the same time. Seems to play as an attacker, a midfielder, and covering the fullback simultaneously.
He's covering so much room. That's why he's playing ahead of Rodrigo today, because he can be a winger, he can be a midfielder when they don't have the ball. So fantastic game of Fede Valverde so far.
And Rodrigo being kept on the bench despite very good recent performances.
Well, we can say probably is one of the best players of Real Madrid so far this season. Barca in a positional attack, they like to do that.
Rafinha, and it's just run away from him. And that is one of the strengths of this Real Madrid side. Although they have the quality in Courtois, in Vinicius, in Benzema, they're not overly reliant on those individuals.
No, of course not. But I think that defensively, despite not being, let's see, the deflection, the header to Vini Jr., he decides well, and that's the strike of Fede Valverde. Well, so Real Madrid, despite the numbers not saying it, because they are the 6th team in La Liga in terms of conceding goals. Barcelona only conceded 1 until that game. They were leading that stat. Real Madrid, the truth is that when they have to defend, it's not only because of the quality of the defenders, it's because they put so many players behind the ball that they defend as a group, and they are very solid by doing like that. They don't have any problem to go in a low block and, well, let's see the other team just passing the ball in front of them, and that's another way of defending.
And a nice line from Ancelotti in the build-up. He said, in my opinion, having just one style of play is not practical. You always have to make your players comfortable with the style.
But it's fair to say that Barcelona and the Xavi, he has, the style, the philosophy is the same. But Xavi has added offensive transitions, has added more crosses into the play. So he has added some things to the play of Barcelona, but of course he all goes gets through by having the possession and having the control of the game, and this is what they have been doing in this first half.
Well, a 50th game at the helm for Xavi. His win percentage ratio is slightly lower than his predecessor, Ronald Koeman.
And in top games, Barcelona have suffered this season, team. We've seen against Bayern Munich, the 2 games against Inter Milan, now against Real Madrid. So it's something that they should improve.
They've only scored once in their last 3 away fixtures in all competitions. The Lewandowski wonder goal at Mallorca. Can they find something in the back garden of the champions? Benzema back defending. Busquets recovers. Eric to Dembele.
I think that we're going to see in the second goal, well done by Busquets, foul off. We're going to see possibly in the second half Dembele playing on the right team. I think it's much better than Rafinha. So I think that you should play the strongest winger in his right position, and for me nowadays Dembele is better than Rafinha, and he's playing in the other side. So